Hi everybody, this is Suzanne Yeda and I wanted to show you ActiveCampaign, which is a really cool email marketing automation tool that I highly recommend to my clients, even above tools like MailChimp, for a couple of different reasons. One, you can do some just amazing, sophisticated, automated emails, and it's fairly simple to use. It's also at a similar price point as MailChimp with its automation services. So if you get this light package, it's only $9 a month for up to 500 contacts, and it includes some really cool stuff that you can do that MailChimp just can't even do. There's also this small business package, which is $49 a month, and that includes customer relationship management tool, which is a CRM, and that helps you keep track of your potential clients and your former clients and current clients, and helps you keep in touch and remember to follow up with a lot of these people that are in your world. And you can also set up automations. So if somebody moves from a potential client to a current client, we can set up ActiveCampaign to automatically send them a welcome packet and different emails, and it's really a powerful tool at a pretty affordable price for the basic. So what I've done is I've started an account here. I've done the try it for free 14-day trial, so you can see how I'm going through the motions here. So I'm just going to say maybe I'm interested in all of these. I want to automate emails. How many contacts do I have? Not many, starting out, and let me just explore this myself here. So this is the ActiveCampaign dashboard, and you can see there's a lot of stuff here. You could clear out or add anything that you want. If you don't really want to see this or that, you don't know what that means, you can add widgets and see the overall trends, the number of contacts, your latest activity, everybody who has signed up for your lists, anybody who's clicked on a link in your email, all of that's going to be showing up in this right-hand bar. So there's a couple of reasons why you'd want to use ActiveCampaign. If you're looking to step it up from something like MailChimp, where you want to automate some of your regular processes, say if you wanted to make it easy for somebody to sign up for your email list and then you send them a series of emails, or if we wanted to track who's clicking what, or we want to send an email to somebody who's visited a page on your website. ActiveCampaign is capable of doing this, and it's really powerful and really cool. So I will say there are some reasons why you wouldn't want to switch to ActiveCampaign. One, there is no free version. I do think it's affordable, and I do think it's worth the price, and it's similar to something like MailChimp or Aweber for what the features offer, but there isn't a free version. So if you are really broke, maybe stick with MailChimp for now. But it is also still relatively young, so I have found a couple of bugs here and there, but the good news is that there's really solid support. Anytime you have a question or find a bug, there's a support window at the bottom there. And it does take some investment of time to set everything up properly, and if it can get complicated if you really want it to. So watch this tutorial. See if this goes straight over your head. If it does, you may need to hire a VA to take care of it, or you may need to go to something more simple. But I just wanted to show you the basics of what ActiveCampaign can do. So ActiveCampaign, you can take lists, and this is similar to MailChimp. Can create a new list really quickly. I'm going to say add a new list. Let's say it's, I created this little test account for my music, so it'll be Little Spiral is my stage name, Little Spiral Fans. And you fill out everything here. You do have to put a real address here, and that's the same for any mailing service for Aweber or MailChimp, you do have to put a real address here. But if somebody calls me out on it, I'm just going to say I was doing a tutorial. And this is going to be spiral.com. And here you want to say you signed up because you're awesome. You signed up for updates. And it may not even let me do this, but I just want to do this real quick. And that information is going to help in case somebody reports you for spam. You can say, no, actually, I filled out everything correctly. So now I have this list. And now I can actually start importing contacts if you've already used other email addresses, or maybe you've had a list that's floating around in your Gmail that's a list of people who you have been in constant communication with. So I would switch over to contacts. Now I also emphasize that this is an important order. Make the list first and then import the contacts, so that when you do that, you can import here, you can upload a spreadsheet, or you can copy and paste. You can also import it from all these popular series, but here let's do hello at Spiral and hi at datacreative.com. Those are both of my hats. So it's going to import, and the other thing to know is ActiveCampaign requires everybody to have an email list. So here is where you say, yes, this column is indeed an email address. I want to subscribe everybody to my little Spiral fans. Do be careful because this needs to be opt-in. We don't want to spam people who never signed up or volunteered in the first place. But this is a good idea if you're trying to import from another place where you know everybody has volunteered to sign up, to opt in, to get updates from you. Now here's a really cool feature that ActiveCampaign offers that MailChimp just doesn't. This is a way to add tags. And you can sort and sift and create really cool ways to organize all of your contacts. And then you can create cool automations. For example, if you wanted to tag somebody, maybe they attended a meeting. So I would say maybe 1/1/2017 meeting. So let's just say this is everybody that's attended some sort of meeting, and you can import that as an active contact. So everybody that I've imported now has a tag, a little category of people who have attended this New Year's Day meeting. We can do some really cool stuff. We can create campaigns based off of people who have been tagged that tag. So let me show you how to do that. So we're going to do campaign, and campaign is just another word for sending out an email blast or an email newsletter, whatever you want to call it. Let's create a new campaign, and I really like ActiveCampaign's current designs. They're actually pretty slick. So let's do email to meeting attendees. And we're going to do standard for now. You can do pretty advanced stuff, but let's stick to standard. Now what I can do is I can say, okay, let's send this to all of the Little Spiral fans, but only the people who have that tag. So I'm going to create this segment, and I'm going to add my first condition, and the condition is somebody with the tag exists 1/1/2027 meeting. Now you can have endless amount of tags. In fact, it could be messy, so do be careful, and I do recommend if you're going to adopt ActiveCampaign that you create a list or a reasoning before you start tagging everything, that you create some sort of system or structure on what you're going to tag and what you're not going to tag. But for an example, this is what we're going to do. So I've created that segment, and now I can go to next. You can see it's actually pretty quick and easy as long as you know what to click on, really. And it comes pre-packaged with some pretty nice let's actually preview this. Some nice templates. And they're pretty easy to use too. They're easy to kind of update and replace. And this looks kind of cool and fun. And makes sense if you have something that's in a location here. So let's just go ahead and use that design. So here's the sender. This my name would be Little Spiral. This is what it's being sent from, and join us at our retreat. So I'm creating this example as if the meeting was a planning retreat, and so here I am sending them another email to join at the real retreat. And here we go. Here is the template. We can replace this, and without getting too far into the weeds, we can, just click on this and start typing our own stuff right here. And formatting it is really easy. You can insert photos. If you're at all familiar with something like Squarespace or Weebly, it's very similar, and it gives you these blocks that you can drag and drop. Say I want an image right here. It gives me that. Maybe I want a little bit of space between the text and the image. I could do that. I can do a lot of really cool things. Now here's some cool stuff. I can make a photo conditional. I can make any one of these blocks, if somebody has the tag, whatever tag you are in, this content will show. So this is cool if you have like coupons, if you have other things you want to make appear for some people and not for others. It's really powerful. So then you got a button where you could put a link here, blah, 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 blah. And it gets really powerful. You can build it really easy, drag and drop. This is great. Let's pretend that this is fantastic. It's not, but let's pretend. And you can replace any one of these images, delete stuff, drag and drop. So here we go. The subject line is join us at a retreat, Little Spiral fans. Here's the list. We can track who's opened and who has clicked on links. We can also put some Google Analytics if you wanted to get really involved. But for the most part, actually, as long as the spam check is passed, for the most part, this is looking good. So that's how you would send. Actually, you could send a test email just to check to see if it's all good. You can schedule this into the future at a specific date or whatever. And then if you hit finish, actually, don't schedule. You can send it right away, or you can schedule it in the future. So I'm not gonna send it. This is just for example. So I'm gonna hit save and exit. So that's the basics of setting up your first campaign. Now I want to show you how to get signups to your mailing list, from your website to your mailing list. That's also fairly easy. We click on forms and we create a new form that you can then embed into your website. So let's go ahead and create a new form, and it'll be very simple. It's just your name and your email. So form for littlespiral.com website. Let's just call it that. We can do an inline form, which gets, you're allowed to place it straight into your website as a box. It does also give you some options to have really obvious calls to action. You can have a little floating bar that just follows visitors and asks them to sign up. But for now, I'm just going to have, subscribe to list Little Spiral fans. We can also add a tag. Maybe it's website visitors. Maybe I want to tag everybody who signed up through the website with website visitors. Now, if I were to create the information architecture, I probably wouldn't do that, but this is also just an example. And here we go. Again, it's drag and drop. Let's just say I don't want any of this text up here, but I want a full name and email. That looks good. You can also switch off this AC branding right here. That looks good. And let's say I wanted to embed this form into my website. There's so many different cool things that you can do. Adding an image and styling it, and maybe this is too long, so you want to have it side by side. And there's other options as well, more advanced stuff. You can add a tag, you can add other actions, but let's just say we want this form in our website. So all we do is click integrate, and we take this embed code and we copy and paste it into the code for our site. If you don't have a site yet, you can click on this link. And here, let me open up a tab. If you wanted just a standalone form and didn't even want to bother with creating a website, here you go. Here's the link that you'll send around. You can also integrate it with your WordPress really easily if you download the plugin. Also Facebook, I actually wouldn't recommend this. I would stick to the link embedded WordPress. So that's how you create the sign up form. And it's really easy. You can create several. You can create different designs. You can create one form that adds one tag and another form that adds another tag. And you can get really sophisticated with how you keep track of who's coming into your world. Now, let's say somebody gets into your system and we wanted to send them an automatic email. You know, perhaps we're doing a giveaway. Please sign up for my email list and I will send you a free PDF. I will send you some digital goodies. I will send you a free track because this is my music, so I would probably actually do exactly that. That's also really easy through ActiveCampaign. Let's start an automation and let's start it from scratch so you can see how it's created. There's also some ones that are pre-built for you, but let's keep it simple. So we can start an automation anytime somebody subscribes. There's a ton of different ways. Anytime, somebody submits a form or opens an email, an automation can start. But we're going to keep it simple. Let's keep it with people who have subscribed to my little spiral list. And it's going to run once. And I don't need to worry about the advanced stuff right now. So here's how it starts. Anytime a contact subscribes to the little spiral list, it'll go straight down here to the next action. And I'm going to hit send. Actually, I can hit this plus button to add an email campaign right here. And I'm going to keep it simple. You can really do some cool, complex things here based off of tags, based off of timing. But let's keep it simple and create a simple email. I'm just going to say this is my free song email. And then it's going to take me to the templates where I can create an email that gets automatically sent to anybody that subscribes to my list. So let's just use that design for example, and it's going to say, here's your free gift. Continue. And I can craft the email from here and have the little download link, reshape everything, drag and drop and delete and add and drag and create something cool for people who just signed up for my list. So I'm not going to go through all the steps again, but that is how you would do that. I'm going to save and exit here. And with the last step, I want to be able to turn on this automation. Well, first I'm going to name it. Right here, I'll name it free song. Save. Then I'm going to make it active, just right here. And so that is it. I mean, you can really do some cool stuff. You can wait. You know, you might want to have something wait a day and pick a, wait for a day, and then it sends you another thing. You can have it add tags. You can have it, if somebody does this, then do this. Otherwise, do that. There's some really sophisticated stuff that you can do with automations, but this is the simplest and most common automation that I found working with clients, and it's far easier to do it this way than through something like MailChimp. So that's what I recommend, and that's a very simple, broad overview of what ActiveCampaign can do as far as email automations. Now, if you subscribe to that middle tier, that small business tier, then you get, coupled with ActiveCampaign's email marketing automation, you also get this tool for customer relationship management. And this helps you keep track of leads. It helps you keep track of, let's say, this is customers. Let's not worry about all of that. This is actually really useful if you have a sales team on board, but it's also very useful just if you don't. So here's potential customers. I can add a deal. Maybe this is Josh Smith. Maybe I'm going to be asking for a $300 package. We're going to have him in the to contact field, and if I have any contact information, I'm going to add it there. Oh, okay. Well then, Josh Smith at littlespiral.com. That actually doesn't exist, but let's just say it does. Now you can visually see who these people are and how to keep in touch with them. You can also have all their contact information. You can keep notes on them, tasks. You can write direct emails to them and see all of the activities that they've been up to. And this has been really helpful to visualize. And you can also create automations based off of deals. So anybody that gets entered into the to contact list, we can create a new automation and say, any new deal, maybe send me an email to know about it. So I'm going to start this from scratch again. And this is also really helpful if you have trouble remembering to follow up, which is something I've come across in my own work. So we would go here, we would go enters a pipeline, or a deal stage changes. But in this one, we're going to say anybody who enters our customer pipeline. You can shoot me a text, or you can shoot me an email. Now this is a campaign that actually goes out to the contact themselves. So if they enter a pipeline and maybe they get a welcome email or a follow-up email, that's also an option. You can also send me a text or send somebody on my team an email to know that somebody is in this automation. So that's really a very, very cool feature that ActiveCampaign will let you do. And then, of course, this is the middle tier. This is the small business tier that helps you visualize all of your potential clients, your current clients. You can customize anyone. You can add different pipelines say you're selling a couple different products, you can add a pipeline for each of your products, and drag and drop. It'll calculate the potential of this customer. You can put it in follow-up. And again, you can add an automation for anybody that's in this follow-up stage to automatically send them an email saying, hey, how was the service? Hey, how, could you offer a recommendation? Anything that you would want, we can create an automation for, so that you don't have to remember everything. But this is also a great way to just get in touch with people one-on-one, and remember to keep in touch with all of these people that are in your world. So that's what ActiveCampaign can offer, and this is such an overview. It can go really sophisticated, and there's even things where you can install a pixel on your website, so anybody that visits a particular page, if they're in the system, then they can get added to a stage. There's some really cool stuff that you could do with ActiveCampaign. But I'm going to leave it at that for now, and hopefully that shows you what is possible with a tool like this. There's just so much that you can do with this. So I hope this helps show you what options you have for your automatic email campaigns, and I hope that this helps. Thank you so much.